You ever wonder why a caterpillar has to survive in the mud, in the muck? See, everybody assumes that being special and being something different is something that you're born into, but not in the case of the caterpillar. The caterpillar has clones. There are insects in the animal kingdom that imitate the caterpillar. There are moths, there are larvae from flies and worms that mock and mimic the caterpillar. They mimic the style, they mimic the dress, the description. They even try to mimic the toxicity of these caterpillars. The caterpillar is born into an environment that is totally opposite from what he will be doing in the best part of his life. Because you know and you hope that if this caterpillar can just survive through all of this muck and all of this mud, all of this garbage, all of these predators, all of this being a little small insect in a giant garden, that is something waiting for this caterpillar if it can survive. When a caterpillar is moving through their life, moving through their existence, do they have a choice of being a caterpillar? Do they have a choice of surviving this stage? Is there an option? Because again, it's not a caterpillar. A caterpillar does not know itself as a caterpillar. It might believe, it might think it's a caterpillar, but a caterpillar eventually will come to the understanding, to the self-realization that it is not a caterpillar. That's what we got to understand. Again, I'm not talking about people. I'm talking about caterpillars, right? If we can bring this into yourself and you can reflect this into your life, that's wonderful. But right now, we just talking about caterpillars. We talk about how some caterpillars have to develop a sense of toxicity. Some caterpillars are what we call poisonous. Imagine, imagine. I say we see caterpillars and a lot of us feel sorry for them. We want to help them. We want to put them on a leaf. We want to put them on a high branch. We want to put them somewhere they could get some food because this caterpillar is destined for greatness. That's how we feel. With a little bit more knowledge, a little bit more information, with a higher self view. But there are animals that exist in this animal kingdom. There are other insects that prey upon caterpillars. There are reasons why caterpillars develop toxicity. There are reasons why a caterpillar has to have thorns and furs. There are reasons why a god has to be transformed. You may develop a prickly skin. You may develop a poison. You may develop a fur. You may develop a spiritual armor, a physical armor to protect you as you travel on this journey. But again, it's not a caterpillar. We have to understand how many people out here know, how many animals in the animal kingdom know a caterpillar when they see one. Know that this caterpillar is going to be something better than it is in the animal kingdom, in the ghetto, in the projects. How many people can recognize that this is a caterpillar? This ain't a worm pretending to be a caterpillar. This ain't a maggot pretending to be a caterpillar. This is the authentic thing. Not too many. People see lunch, people see dinner. You may have to develop, or you may have developed a sense of toxicity. You may have put up a strong guard, a strong sense of fortitude or fortification to protect yourself, because there are some people that know. There are some species of animals that prey on caterpillars, prey on their goodness, prey on their vitality. Vampires. Everybody doesn't want the caterpillar to be its true self. Some people would love for the caterpillar to stay a caterpillar, but it's not. Like, we have to get to a point in our life and our understanding when we can accept our defenses. We could accept that, hey, we might have had to become toxic based upon this environment, based upon some predators that exist throughout this spiritual journey. But that's not me. I'm not a caterpillar. I'm not toxic. I'm not prickly and spiny. We have to understand that, yeah, that these people are copying me. These people are imitating me. These people are trying to steal what appears to be the best of me. But we can't get stuck there because we are not that. That is not that. This is a part of a journey. That is not a caterpillar. That armor, that lower self being that people want to imitate, that outside persona, that hard shell that people and animals and insects imitate and copy is not you, because you're not a caterpillar. It's not a caterpillar. You have to survive the mud. You have to be able to survive the mud, survive the mud, survive the projects, survive the ghetto, survive the colleges, survive the hate, survive the devil. There are birds of prey that love caterpillars, that love to get you before you get to be great. There are animals and instincts in this environment that would love to get you, love to hurt you before you get to be great. You might even grow up to be a fat caterpillar. You might even grow up to have mastered your surroundings and know where all the wonderful leaves is at. You got the green, you sitting on piles of green, and you know where the seasons change, and you know where to go get your water, and everybody in your neighborhood like you. That's the caterpillar. That's the cool cat. But you're not a caterpillar. You can't get comfortable. The caterpillar cannot get comfortable in a state of being liked and being loved, knowing that it has higher self fucking agendas, that has higher self goals and higher self objectives. It's not a caterpillar. We can't judge it as it goes through the mud. We can't call it its process. We can't determine its future based upon its today. It's not a caterpillar. You are not your struggle. In the midst of it, with the vultures above, with the enemies of prey around you, you are destined for great things. You are not a caterpillar. It's an impossible journey. But every day we see brand new butterflies. Every day we see blessings, and we see grace, we see abundance, and we see joy. Every day we see somebody make it out. Every day we see somebody become their best self and live their best life. They are not. We are not. Don't become the mud. It's a process. We survive the mud. It's just a part of the process. You are not. It is not a caterpillar. You be the biggest caterpillar in the whole garden. You're being imitated by flies and fleas and larvae, and everybody's copying you, and everybody wants to do you. But are you ready to change? Are you ready to propel yourself into your next self, into your true destiny? Are you ready to make yourself unknowable, unforeseen to the people that know you, that knew you, that might have loved you? Are you going to be stuck? Are we some stuck folks? Are we some caterpillars? And it's not a caterpillar. Like, the world is designed to have a person not see the process, not to understand the development, the growth, the maturation. We see struggle. We see opportunity. We see weakness. We don't want to give it the reality check that it deserves, that there is a process here, that ain't no caterpillar. That's a butterfly. That's a God. Once it goes through its journey, once it does its work, once it involves itself in the process and decides it's time to change, it's not a caterpillar. We are not our struggle. We are not the lost, the defeated, kidnapped and enslaved and illiterate and downtrodden. We are the gods. We are the butterflies. We are not the caterpillars. We are imitated. There are copycat moths singing "We Are the World," and there are copycat fly larvae talking about something. We all the same ass niggas. But it was never a caterpillar. It was never a caterpillar. It was always what it was destined to be. It was always who it was born to be. You are always who you are genetically. You in the midst of it. You going through it. You are being whole. But when you are ready to be you, guess what you're going to be the whole time? Like I tell you, the only thing about getting rich is you can only do it once, because once you get rich, you are getting rich the whole time. Once you become successful, you are working on your success the whole time. There is no time when you weren't working on your success, because you were successful. So it all came together. It was never a caterpillar. Never. You would never get struggle. It's a part of the process. It's the part of the process. Are we ready to take the process? Are we ready to enjoy the process? Because part of that process is turning ourselves inside out. Part of that process is seclusion. Are you ready to be enhanced? Are you ready to have wings? Are you ready to fly mentally? Are you ready to be free? Are you ready to be what you are destined to be? Because that is a process. That is a metamorphosis. It was never a goddamn caterpillar. Are you afraid of the process? Are you afraid to turn yourself inside out? You have to wonder, what makes a supposed, we gotta get technical now, an alleged caterpillar head to the cocoon? What makes an alleged caterpillar seek seclusion in order to build a cocoon? Is it the weather? Nah, it's not the weather. What is it? Is it a certain time of the year? It's just all not really. It's an internal clock. It's an internal connection. It's an internal knowing. When you know who you know and you know what you know, it's time to let it out. It's time to let it show. It's time for your brilliance to be arrived. It's time for you to be enhanced. Like, we're not using words like changed in this new paradigm, in this new understanding. There's no need to change. We are enhanced. We are in a process of enhancing. But there's no change for a butterfly because it was never a caterpillar. It was always what it was. It was always what it was. You're always what you are and who you're destined to be. It's time to enhance what we are. It's time to enhance who you are. It's time to enhance your abilities. Not to change anything, because you were never. You are. You can't be afraid of the process. We can't be afraid of turning ourselves inside out. We can't be waiting for a sign of the times. The change starts within. There's no, hey man, you work 40 years for the man, you get to retire. Here's your wings. Go get the cocoon now. You just got a degree from Harvard. Go get your wings. Go become a butterfly. It starts from within. It's the time where you get tired of having to survive the mud. It's the time where you get tired of having to crawl on your belly and beg these people that know you greater. People that know you can fly, that know you have a higher calling and a higher purpose, but they just love you. They know that you got a little something about you that can keep these big boys away from you. You keep the predators away. Everybody has a chance. Everybody has a chance to make it to their destiny. You have to sit there and decide for yourself, who are you? Are you afraid? Are you afraid to be who you are in yourself, knowing that you are destined for butterfly? Are you afraid to survive the mud? Are you afraid to walk through the valley? It was never a caterpillar. It's all an obstacle. We see, again, we all see a caterpillar and we all might get scared. We all might get nervous and afraid for it. Oh, I hope it's going to survive. I hope it can make it. Why does it have to be a caterpillar? But every time you turn around, you see splendor. This is the process. This is the part of the process. We can't take that process from them, but we can be in true knowledge and understanding that it was never a caterpillar. We could give it some flower. We could give it a leaf and we could put it on a higher leaf and try to hope it stays safe. But we got to respect that it has a greater calling and it was never a caterpillar. It ain't no safe for the ones. Oh, this guy's toxic. Oh, well, the environment made him this way. The mud made him this way. Oh, this guy, he be trying to fit in. He be trying to blend in. Oh, the mud made him this way. The environment made him this way because I want to see him in flight. I want to see you in flight. They got us afraid of the process. They got us afraid to use everything we have survived and turn the substance out. To use everything we gained, all the information, all this lower self experiences to be the best we can be on a higher plane. We can't be afraid of the process. We can't be afraid of the process. We can't be naive to the fact that this is a process. You will never see a butterfly and call it a goddamn caterpillar. Never. You ever see a butterfly and call it a caterpillar? You won't do it. because it's not a caterpillar, y'all. You are not your struggle. You are not your process. We are splendor. We are fantastic. We are exciting. We are grandeur. We are wonderful. We are oneness. But it's not a caterpillar. You have to understand that. Once you understand who you are, once you know who you are, once that change has started from within, once that process has become overwhelming and fulfilling, you have to be ready. You got to be ready. You got to be ready to change your environment. You got to be ready to leave everything that you thought you knew behind. Can't change by staying in the same place, staying in the same mind frame, staying in the same mentality, keep doing the same old dumb shit. That's not changing. That's not a metamorphosis. That's not a person ready to change, ready to be his higher self. Because when you see a butterfly, you don't see a butterfly on the ground. When you see a butterfly, you don't see a butterfly crawling on all fours, begging and groveling through the mud. You got to be ready to change. You got to be ready for wings and splendor and colors and glamour and glitz. You got to be ready to project your creativity and your excitement and your love for life and your day-to-day. That's not a butterfly. You don't get to go back. Ain't no going back. You have to be ready. When that change starts from within inside, you have to be ready to accept this. A wholehearted commitment. Peace to the gods and the goddesses. It was never a caterpillar. How's it going to be a caterpillar again? It was never a caterpillar. Why would it be a caterpillar again? There's no time clock for metamorphosis. There's no time clock for awakening. There's no set date or set age for oneness. It's a knowing, it's an understanding. It's when you are ready to blossom, when you are ready to turn yourself inside out, when you can share your and shed your pain and shed your hard exterior, when you can shed your thorns and your poisonous demeanor, your toxicity that was caused by your environment. When you're ready to shed that, that's when you can fly. That's when you can be beautiful and creative. When you're ready to put all of that together and take some of this and take some of that, but leave it all out there, is when you are ready to be your destiny. You don't know no poisonous butterflies. They ain't got to be. When you think of a fairy, you think of a butterfly. When you think of how is it, a fairy godmother, they giving her butterfly wings. Your higher self is goodness. Your higher self is fair. You don't bring toxicity with you to higher self. You don't bring hard armor and hard shells to higher self. You turn yourself inside out. You know what it is when you see it. You respect it. Okay, I appreciate it. Y'all gonna come on up or nah? It's good up here. It feel good on this side. But there is no going back to that mentality. There is no going back to lack and want and to despair and to hate and to self-loathing when you know who you are. When you make that decision to turn yourself into who you are truly, to be your true and complete self, there is no going back. You can't lose when you know you win. You don't try when you know you succeed. You know the process. It's a big deal to turn yourself into yourself. You be down here hanging with these moths, and some people might get you confused for these moth larvae and these other insects and animals that look and act and mimic caterpillars. But when you become who you are, you decide this ain't even, I don't even want to be around people pretending to be a lower self me. I don't even want to be around people pretentious to be lower self me. When this highest self destiny, when it's God level destiny,